Yo, what's going on everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. Today we get a very simple video, and it's simply just talking about how you should mod your Exodia Contagion Zaw. There's one thing I gotta say when it comes to modding your Zaw. At the end of the day, get a Riven Mod. A Riven Mod is gonna help your mod setup be even better. At the end of the day, if you have a Riven Mod like this, you're just gonna be doing even more damage. And that's another thing when it comes to the mod setup of your Zaw. You have to ask yourself, what are you trying to do with this Zaw? Do you want to do big damage? Well, of course you do. It's a Zaw, right? I've had quite a few different mod setups for my Exodia Contagion Zaw, and a lot of them have actually led me to hit damage caps. So obviously it's because I'm on Chroma. I got this, purple Archon shard build going and everything like that, and I have all these multiplicative damage buffs as well. If damage with the Zaw is your goal, there is one thing you got to keep in mind. The best two Warframes to pair with Exodia Contagion Zaws are Chroma Prime and Mirage Prime. Now obviously any Warframe that has the Wrathful Advanced Helmet ability would be really good for a Zaw build too, but in terms of the absolute basics, start with Chroma or Mirage if you want your Zaw to do really high damage. And if you want your Zaw to do high damage on a Warframe that isn't Chroma or Mirage, obviously I'm going to recommend the Wrathful Advanced Helmet ability, or DE could just fucking buff the Solar Eclipse helmet. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Nowadays when you have the Eclipse helmet and you have the Solar Eclipse buff, you're really not going to be doing that much damage with the Zaw, even though it is still multiplicative and it double dips. 30% compared to 150% is trash. But there are many ways to get around this. You got the Condition Overload mod. If you pair this with a primer, you could actually do some pretty decent damage. But I'm sure you get the point by now. The Warframe you play will determine how much damage you can do with the Zaw. Not every Warframe has two multiplicative damage buffs they can just casually give the Exodia Contagion Arcane. Now again, don't get it wrong, every Warframe is different. Even a Warframe like Volt, for example, who doesn't really have a multiplicative damage buff, even he can still hit damage cap with the Zaw. But if you want my personal recommendations on what you should start with for your mod setup, I highly recommend going with a Riven mod, going with Condition Overload, and also going with the Blood Rush mod. And the reasons are very simple. Riven mods obviously make your weapon infinitely better by giving you higher stats. Condition Overload is actually multiplicative with the Exodia Contagion Arcane, even though it is only the direct hit, nonetheless, still multiplicative. And the main reason I recommend Blood Rush is so you can get that extra crit chance with the combo multiplier, because again, with the Zaw, I highly recommend anybody build up the melee combo counter all the way to 12 times, so you can get that damage bonus. Now don't get it wrong, you don't get the full 12 times damage bonus with the Exodia Contagion Arcane. Even though the Exodia Contagion Arcane doesn't get the full 12 times combo multiplier buff, it's still a damage buff nonetheless, which is going to help your weapons do even more damage. And obviously you need some type of elemental status. The main reason I have Blast on here instead of an element like Viral is because on my Chroma I have the Nourish Helmet ability, which can literally give all my weapons Viral. I don't really need to worry about modding Viral onto my weapons if I'm going to have Nourish active all the time anyway. So might as well go with something that's pretty fun like Blast. I don't know, that's just my logic anyway. And do keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not no pro or anything like that. This is just what I like to do to hit some crazy damage numbers with Zaws and Chroma. And at the end of the day, your mod setups may be different than mine. But to each their own. At the end of the day, there are over 1,000 different Zaw combinations, and there are hella different ways to play Warframe in general. So feel free to let me know what you guys think of my mod setup for this type of Zaw down in the comments, and feel free to let me know what kind of mod setups you guys like to use on your Zaws. And yeah guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Modding your Zaw is really not that complicated at all at the end of the day, as long as you know what is good for the weapon. And really, modding any weapon isn't the most difficult at the end of the day, as long as you know what helps that weapon thrive. And as far as an Exodia Contagion Zaw goes, the Riven mod, Condition Overload, and Blood Rush will all help this weapon shine. And truth be told, it doesn't have to even be this type of Zaw. It could really be any type of Zaw. This Zaw is mainly built for damage, but at the end of the day, if you're going for a speed build, it could look quite different than mine. I know a lot of people who like to have Zaws that swing hella fast, but I definitely plan to build a Zaw with really high attack speed in the future. So obviously the mod setup may look a little bit different than this, but who knows? At the end of the day, I might just rock this exact same setup because I just really like it. Again, feel free to let me know your opinions on mod setups for Zaws in the comments below. Before this video ends, real quick, just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support on the channel. And yeah guys, that's going to be it for me. Keep your head up, stay positive, and with that being said, thanks for watching.